As the living Father sent me, and I live for the Father, so whoever eats me will live also for me, and will go where I send him, and will do what I want, and will live austerely, as a man, and as ardently as a seraph, and will be holy, because in order to be able to feed on my flesh and my blood, he will abstain from sin, and will live ascending, and finish his ascent at the feet of the eternal Father. He is mad. Who can live like that? In our religion, only the priest is to be purified to offer the victim. He wants to make us victims of his madness. His doctrine is too painful, and his language too hard. Who can listen to him and practice what he says? Whisper the people present, and many are disciples known as such. The crowds disperse, making their comments. And when the Master is alone in the synagogue with his most faithful followers, the number of disciples has diminished considerably. I cannot count them, but I would say that more or less they are about 100. So there must have been a remarkable defection also in the group of the old disciples by now at the service of God. Among those left, there are the apostles, John the priest and John the scribe, Stephen, Hermas, Timoneus, Ermasteus, Agapo, Joseph, Solomon, Abel of Bethlehem of Galilee, and Abel the leper of Chorazim with his friend Samuel, Elias, the one who did not bury his father to follow Jesus, Philip of Arbela, Asa, and Ishmael of Nazareth, and some whose names I do not know. They are speaking to one another in low voices, commenting on the defection of the others and the words of Jesus, who with folded arms is leaning against a high lectern. Before I go on to recount what Jesus then says, you'll note that we now have an answer to the question, the one who wanted to go and bury his father. Elias is the one who didn't go back to bury his father. He stayed with Jesus. Are you scandalized at what I told you? And if I told you that one day you will see the Son of Man ascend to heaven where he was before and sit beside his Father? What have you understood, assimilated and believed so far? And how have you heard and assimilated? Only through your humanity? It is the Spirit that gives life and is important. The flesh is of no avail. My words are spirit and life, and they are to be heard and understood through the Spirit to have life. For there are many among you whose spirits are dead because they are without faith. Many of you do not really believe, and they are staying with me in vain. They will not receive life, but death, because they are staying with me, as I said at the beginning, either out of curiosity, or for human pleasure, or worse still, for more worthless purposes. They have not been led here by my Father as a reward for their goodwill, but by Satan. Nobody can really come to me unless it is granted to him by my Father.